This is KCR, the sound of state.
Just take a nice breath in. Exhale that breath. Just allow yourself now to relax more and more. Because from this moment in time, there's nothing of importance for you to do except relax.
Hello, humans. Welcome to Scarlett Letter Show Season 4, Episode 7. I am your host, Scarlett Santa Maria, providing a space for self-expression for electronic music artists. I didn't go out much last weekend, but I was able to check out this really cool event called Organic Circuitry, featuring some of San Diego's best psytrance DJs and producers, and it was a day event. And I went to support a homie, Silo Vibe, shout out, because he absolutely killed it. I'm not usually a big fan of day events because I'm a creature of the night, and sometimes I just feel a little awkward. But what I love about this event is that it's always held in a park. It's family-friendly, pet-friendly. You can dress comfortably and bring all the snacks you want. So there's no pressure to be or look a certain way. And the psytrance community is very, very welcoming. So I encourage you to check it out next time. Bring your dogs, bring your kids, bring some veggie sausages so I can eat them. And now it's time to introduce my guest of the night, the Bouquet Flower Boys. Welcome to the show. You're going to have to get really close to the mic, guys.
Cool.
Hi.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, how
We're
are you
happy to be
feeling
here.
tonight? How was last weekend? You guys had an event, right?
We did. We had an event. We had Analog Soul in from Brooklyn, and we threw that bouquet party at Revel Revel, which is a loft venue in downtown.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do you guys
Gaslamp.
find that venue?
I don't know how.
A lot of
we actually
searching,
found it.
a lot
Yeah.
of just, looking for venues. That venue particular, we just saw other companies using it around town, and we reached out, and it just worked out. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. And I like to know your individual stories of how you got started in the music industry. Whoever wants to start first.
Well, I started out in the music industry back in 2012.
Get a little closer to the mic,
Okay,
please.
yeah, sure. Back in 2012, I started out just going to shows around town, downtown. I started promoting for LED Presents, which is like a big
Oh,
company around
yeah,
town.
that's really cool.
And then it just spurned from there. I worked for another company called Fortune 421. And then around 2016 is when I met Marcel and Bailey, who's also another member of the team. And we, started just thinking about different things we wanted to do and what we were inspired by in the community. And we wanted to just throw our own parties. And so that's when it started, yeah.
Yeah, so what about you, Marcel? I want to know your story of how you got involved in the music industry.
Yeah, like Jordan said, I started partying in the underground around 2015, 2016. I think 2016 had the first really significant show where I felt like I started to integrate socially into the underground, and I think that one was it was a Deep End. And
Shout out
to Deep End. They're our bros. We love you guys. And it was I think Tim Green was headlining, and Justin Campbell was also on that lineup, and Chris Herrera and Jason Takita and Chuy Fresno, who actually went on to be one of the DJs at my wedding with my husband.
Oh my God,
Like
that's so cool.
Like a year later after that. So my involvement in the industry began just kind of volunteering for entities like the Deep End. Really, the Deep End was probably the major gateway
your
for me.
kickstart.
It was definitely my kickstart. But in terms of kind of lending my own artistic background and helping to create event concepts, I think it wasn't until the friendships with Jordan and Bailey and the creation of Bouquet that I started to really kind of
dig deeper into that
deeper.
aspect of you.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet?
I remember the day I met both of you.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I met them separate. I met Bailey first, and we met. We didn't meet in the scene at all, but we became closer because we met eventually at a Soleil party.
Oh.
It was at Gossip Girl.
Oh yeah.
And he
That's
was
awesome.
there with a bunch of his friends, and I was there with a bunch of my friends, and I was like, hey, you're that guy I met in Little Italy. We met in Little Italy, like, I don't know, 3 months before that. And we became friends. And then he eventually said, hey, I'm throwing this like pregame for Cross. Do you want to come? And that pregame was when I met Jordan.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was at Bailey's apartment. Shout out to the Ariel condo complex in Little Italy, where a lot of stuff went down.
That's where it all started.
Yep.
That's really cool. So can you guys describe the moment when you, like, all the three of you got together and decided to bring this event to life? Like, what was it? Were you, like, taking some shots or, like, in a coffee shop? Or, like, what was the moment?
Jordan and Bailey started.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, the very first moment I met Bailey, which was actually at Spin Rooftop for a day party. It was like a sundown day party. And we were like one of the first two people there. Like, we were just dedicated to the music. We wanted to be early, want to see every DJ. And he asked for a cigarette, and I remember handing him the cigarette, and he lit it backwards. And I was like, this guy's new to the scene, obviously. So we just kept in conversation, and from there was like a natural conversation and just a natural friendship. But we always were around the scene. We always were friends, and we always would go out together. But we always had like a critical eye, and we always thought we could do our own, or we could do it better, or we could do something to incorporate. So the conversation started in 2016, and it wasn't until that following year in 2017 did we actually end up starting producing our own shows.
Oh,
so
right.
we've been at it for now like a good 2 years as Bouquet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must be exciting. You must feel really accomplished through this past 2 years.
No, you know what's funny is like you just keep doing things, and you're just working so hard. In 1 month, it's a monthly party. We do it every month, once a month, and you know you're so ingrained in everything in your daily process or your monthly process. You know, it's nice to see things like this because you don't realize that even anyone recognizes it. Yeah, there's hundreds of people at the show, but you know it's cool to see like, oh wow, people outside the community, inside the community recognize what you're doing and like see it and want to be a part of it and want to give you praise. But no, like to us, it doesn't feel like we've reached anywhere. We're just happy with what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he touched on a really good point. It's really genuine and authentic for both of us. I think that all three of us attracted to this project were attracted to different parts of it. Like, I know that I was definitely attracted to the way that it kind of upheld and endorsed ideas of the counterculture. That's really important to me. You know, I identify as gay, so I felt like while the underground as a whole tends to embrace that, I think that there's still this development of like a mainstream underground that still tends to serve like, you know, straight people.
Yes.
Yeah, which, and you know, nothing wrong with that. It's a classic.
Been there, done that.
But I think that anyone who is in the underground for a longer period of time, whether it be sexual orientation, adventure, or something even deeper than that, I think that it can really be this powerful tool for finding your own authenticity. And I think that is what I have seen happen at our parties. And that is something I'm really proud of. You know, I've kind of seen it facilitate a lot of like coming outs, and you know what I mean?
That's amazing. And if you think about it, it's taking it back to its roots. I mean, the house and techno community started for people that were identified as gay, and there were people of color.
Very, very true.
So
we were just talking about
the history.
Yeah.
The history is reinventing itself.
It is.
It was sheltered and protected, and it was, you know, for the longest part of time, you know, fostered by the gay community. And you know, for everyone now, we don't really know the history. So it's kind of like bringing it back together. So for us, you know, we've done a very, like various genres with various backgrounds, and everyone has a different history, but everyone tells a different part of that history that's unique to the house and techno community. So I think it tells a story that, you know, tells the story.
Wow. I'm so excited.
We're really proud of it.
I'm so excited to continue this interview. It's getting really good. I'm really enjoying all the points that you're bringing. And we're going to save the meatiness for the longer interview. Right now, I want to know, what can we expect in the first half of the mix?
Oh, yeah. So the first half of the mix, or all of the mix really, is Bouquet Records, tracks by our record label. So in the first half, you'll hear Caffeine Worldwide, who's a San Diego local. And you will also hear Intimacy, who's based out of Memphis, Tennessee. And yeah, both are all of it is Bouquet Records.
Wow, so exciting. I think we're ready for some music. And we'll be back in 10 minutes for the second part of the interview, people. So stay tuned. And you're listening to KCR College Radio, the award-winning sound of state.
There's so many of them. And in fact, you're watching very, very many frames when you're watching TV. Your head is very busy all the time to calculate and put it all together into one picture. And then, because you're so busy doing that, you don't watch very carefully what the program that you're watching is really about. So you become hypnotized. So all that's on TV, it just goes directly into your brain, and you stop judging if it's right or not. So you just swallow and swallow. This is what an Icelandic poet told me once. And I became so scared to television that I always got headaches when I watched it. But it is Christmas time, and I'm sitting here by my TV. I've been watching it very much lately because I'm on a holiday, and I've been seeing all those programs about all sorts of things. About Icelandics being very happy about Christmas, very gay, and also very serious and spiritual, and also seeing Icelandic comic people making jokes, which they are very good at. But now I'm curious. TV
This is so nice. So dreamy. So bright, like you said.
Yes.
And like bouncy. It's perfect. Definitely feeling the chill vibes because earlier I worked out and I was just like getting ready really fast and I drank a yerba mate and like I was like full speed and now I'm like I can breathe.
Kind of dreamier, bouncier.
Yeah, like yeah.
A little ethereal too.
Yeah, because music really changes your mood.
It does. But
Okay.
it's still like a party song. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It kind of feels like rooftop vibes too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for everyone that's been tuning on the live stream and hearing us right now. Before we go on the interview, I have to make some announcements, as you already know. Fan of podcasts, make sure to tune in on KCR On Demand, the newest platform of entertainment from your radio host here at SDSU. But I'm not in it, though. Just kidding. Find us on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud at KCR College Radio. Also, no plans this weekend? Check out the House of Blues in downtown San Diego for some amazing concerts in one beautiful venue. Make sure to check out our giveaways on kcrlive.com for a chance to win tickets to concerts throughout the semester. And stop by Music on the Mesa from 12 to 1 on Thursdays for more giveaway opportunities. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, we got that out of the way. So
Yeah.
I'm back with the Bouquet boys. And I would like to know what shaped your vision for creating these experiences?
Wow, we have quite a few inspirations. I think that the comparison that's come up often that is definitely intentional on our part is kind of a Berlin inspired party in terms of like over the top and almost like theatrical in a way where we really want to just create this very liberated space. We're very conscious of it. We work hard to preserve that feeling on the dance floor, we to create and curate that experience, we love to hire artists that we know, artists that are seeking a platform for expression. A lot of visual artists are a part of our kind of crew.
Is
and
it mostly local?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, mostly local. Yeah, I mean, the whole project really kicked into gear once we started bringing on more local artists. You know, whether as production, lights and sound, or the flowers that we're known for. I mean, throughout the whole
I actually wanted to know, like, how do you guys come up with the name Bouquet and the whole flower aesthetic?
I think that we were definitely inspired by the essence of what a bouquet is. It's a variety of flowers, just like the variety of genres that we like to represent.
The variety of people.
The variety of people, absolutely, the variety of the diversity there. And we're all kind of hyper romantic in our own special ways. We're three very romantic dudes. And so we just wanted to present this party like we're presenting a bouquet to someone that we care about. Like, here you
exactly. Go. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. The original artwork that we had was like the inspiration that we had given the original graphic designer was, you know, if we were going to present a bouquet to somebody, like how would we want to embody that? So the visual our original artwork was kind of framed around that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's great. Yeah, that you mentioned that.
And then just thematically it's tied in through the whole, you know, because I mean the show has progressed through a lot of different kinds of genres too. I think that a lot of people remember it as being very disco forward in the very beginning, and that's still a really important genre to us personally. But like we've obviously veered into multiple areas of house and techno, Italo disco. I mean, you name it. We're just going down that river, and that way it's really personal for us too.
Yeah, because I thought it was more like disco-y feeling because I've seen pictures with the disco ball and all that. But to be honest, I feel like there should be a disco ball everywhere. Yeah. In a techno show.
I fully agree with you.
Everywhere. I just think it gives a vibe, right?
It does.
If it's not disco.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger, the better, obviously.
Yeah.
With the disco ball.
Yeah.
And everything else is good.
Yeah. And yep, that's right. There's wisdom there. Yeah.
All right. So what is your mission statement with this brand?
The bigger, the better. I think we have one now. Okay.
All right. We can all agree on that.
No, yes, that. But also, I think our mission statement is, you know, it's hard to put down into a simple phrase or sentence, but really what we really want and crave and desire is to look out on our dance floor and see everyone having fun, being liberated, feeling completely welcomed. We already touched on diversity and kind of like the queer history earlier, and you know, just the gravity of that. Like, obviously we as a party we celebrate that, but on the serious side of it, you know, just the way that we were keeping the sound safe, in the same way we were keeping literal human beings safe.
Yeah, so
in the same underground, like taking shelter.
I actually want to touch on that because I appreciate that you guys are making an effort to provide a space for like the queer community, people of color. And I know because working at Riches, a lot of these people, they don't want to get out of there, of Hillcrest, because that's where they feel the most comfortable.
Absolutely.
So what are you guys doing differently from other events to make it a safe space?
Well, first, I just want to shout out a couple of events throughout town that are also kind of taking different aspects of this same mission. Definitely Love Affair, which is almost more of an activist event, but a really fun night. Also, a variety of genres represented and variety of DJs, and it's kind of also hopping around town a bit. It was at Whistle Stop first, and now I recently went to it, and it was at Space Bar in Normal Heights. There's a lot of people motivated to do to address this community and do right by this community, which is beautiful, but still not as much as the mainstream. And
yes.
And what we try to do and give them, I think the edge that we've had has been just the level of production that we are able to give and the level of production that we're committing to give. It's a very art forward event. I think that we have a lot of we really curate. Like when we think of an event concept, we start with the time of the year it's going to happen, and then we think about what DJ suits like the mood of this, like what's like a spring DJ.
How do you go about like choosing the right DJ?
We just talk a lot about it.
Yeah, it's there's a Bouquet family, right, that's in San Diego, but then it actually branches out. It's beyond San Diego. We have lots of friends and family in LA and around the world, really. I mean, Bailey right now is in New York City visiting.
Shout out to Bailey. We love you. We miss you.
And he's visiting, a family member in Ron Like Hell who has played for us twice before. And whether it's London or Berlin, we have these artists who've seen or followed what we're doing, and there's a kinship there. And we've either shared music or we've shared ideas, and there's just something that's building just on a kinetic level between individual to individual. There's like relationship building there.
For sure.
And so that's where we choose our artists, is who's in line with us, who's in line with,
your values,
our values and our vibe. And in
vibe.
Those two things. Yeah. And then it kind of weeds itself out. And then from there, as long as the timing's right, then we'll just work out the deal until it happens, really.
So have you guys been to Berlin and London?
Yeah.
Well, I've been to Berlin. I've never been to London.
Okay.
I've been to Berlin and London, and Bailey's been to both as well.
Yeah.
The
London scene is awesome.
London scene is fantastic.
Did you check out Heaven? A club called Heaven? It was like the biggest gay club.
When I went. I was only there, the most recent time I was there for 4 nights, and it was over Christmas break. And Christmas in London is a huge deal. They shut that city down for Christmas.
I just wanted to talk about that because you said you get inspired by those cities. So what is it that inspires you about them?
Yeah, I think specifically to Berlin, between the three of us, Bailey's, he's partied in Berghain. He's on a Cocktail d'Amore, which is a really huge, amazing queer underground institution as well out there that I think is almost like just one. It's like a step deeper than most people know. I think a lot of people stop at Berghain and think like that's kind of the Mecca, and it is. But then I think Cocktail is an even deeper level for people.
What do you think we as Americans can learn from the community over there?
They just get lit. And I think it's really inspiring. It's really genuine. From whether it be just the I'm going to be really honest here, just the public sex or whatever about it. That's
very open,
very, very, very open culture. But I think that, it's kind of like that same concept of The Purge, the scary movies, where if you don't have an outlet, then the repressed society suffers in some way. And I think what Berlin has done, because there's no way the authorities in Berlin aren't completely aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
They know. They're letting it happen. Yeah. They're definitely letting it happen. And I think they see the social good, and then when you take that into the context of Berlin's history as a city and in the context of Germany as a country in the 20th century, I mean, God, it gets deeper and deeper. And then so when you start to realize that this music, what it really represents is we're striving for this like hope and optimism, and it's happening in the music.
to bring more awareness, more inclusivity.
Absolutely.
And that's beautiful that, like, especially you as a member of the community, being a person of color, like, you know what it's like to, like, go through certain struggles.
Absolutely. And just like a million microscopic things every single day that just reminds you that you're different or that someone thinks you're different, even if they're being so nice to you.
I know.
But like, or if they're being
things.
too nice and it's like weird in a different way, you know?
I know. Sorry, Jordan, you're a little bit left out. Because, you know, white privilege. Just kidding. No, but you're an ally, and you're working together. You know, and I think that it's not about demonizing any race or any color. You know, because that's what tears us apart.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like how things are going recently, and it's just like, it's pretty messed up because it's just going the other way. We're demonizing white people, and it shouldn't be that way. You know, like, let's not demonize everyone. And we're all human at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
Yeah, even though we've had our, you know, specific struggles as people of color. Me as a woman, you as a queer person, like.
Yes,
but at
exactly.
the end of the day,
yeah, you know,
I
I identify with that. You know, I married a white man. You know what I mean? And he's the most wonderful man in the planet, and I love him dearly. And but yeah, and you know, in our marriage, race comes up as a topic, and not as a debate topic, but more just like something we intellectually talk about all the time. And I agree with you, Scarlett. I think that we have to walk that line of holding people accountable, so that they can try better and do better this time, and not forgetting a history that's important.
Yes.
But at the same time, we do have to offer the opportunity for someone to try better.
And also, that's like a good point. Like, give people the opportunity, because you can't be mad at everyone that is a little bit ignorant. You kind of have to, like, teach them, be an educator. Unfortunately, that's kind of like our role.
Right.
We have to tell other people, like, open their mind.
Right. And that's what we're here for. Exactly. Because, I mean, there's a little bit of tolerance to everything, but we have a no tolerance policy. We don't care for any discrimination or sexual harassment. So going back to that, I mean, you can feel comfortable. It's a safe space at a Bouquet party. But yeah, I mean, you're always trying to toe the line of like, oh, did that person really mean it? Do you want to give them the benefit of the doubt? Like, we have this all the time with the flowers, right? Because it's an interactive thing. So it's an immersive experience. If someone wants to grab a flower and play with it or dance with it, then go ahead. But at the same time, you know, are you defacing or destructing, you know, our production, our property, you know? So it can be looked at in different ways. Yeah. And so, you know, it can be very well taken the other way as well. So, yeah, you know, I think our job here is to play devil's advocate, to just teach, and to just, you know, see where that develops, where that ferments, if it will, you know, because the community here is very open-minded. It's probably the most open-minded community that I've ever seen or played
California.
For.
Yeah.
But even San Diego, because we played shows in LA, and, you know, the crowd is expecting something. There's no expectations here. Everybody loves the music and is here to express something or to discover something or to just let out. And that's huge. And, like, that's where everyone's guards are down and everyone's just having a good time. And that's where we all meet in the middle. That's where the magic happens, you know?
I love what Jordan just said about the magic, because it's true. You know, I think about my very first underground experiences, like, and my life's been, I'm 35. So my life's
you don't look like it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It's Korean beauty products. But like my life's been peppered with a lot of exposure to the underground, but I feel like it was 2016 for me that I was like seriously going into it. And I think that what I was seeking at that time was just a part of me that I was never able to find anywhere else.
Oh my God, that's exactly how I felt when I went to my first rave ever. I was 16, and it was just something that I had never ever experienced before, like that feeling. And then going into like the underground scene here in San Diego, like, wow, that was like another step above, like that feeling of love, of connectedness.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't even explain. I mean, that's the whole point why I'm doing this show. It's because like I feel so much love from everyone. I'm like getting emotional right now because I just feel
well, your show's amazing.
And it just, I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Because I love the music. I love the people.
And it's a
So,
great
that's
outlet for everybody. I mean, I've watched the show now a dozen times, and everyone comes in here and they have something to say. Like,
do.
Yes.
you know, like all of our community is just like frothing at the idea to just let out and have an outlet. And that's what's beautiful about this and what everyone does, because there's just so much creativity just bubbling up that we just need to let it out.
Exactly. And also, you know, just to tie it back to the magic, I think that when you become a party promoter, or when you become, you know, someone who's creatively attached to any party, you definitely feel the sacredness of that duty to provide a very safe space for anyone and everyone to just explore a part of themselves, you know.
feel responsible, right? That's how I feel about
Very
this show. Like very
for
responsible.
sure.
Like, I gotta deliver.
It's like a duty.
Yeah, it is
for
a
sure.
duty. We're like warriors.
And it's you know, it's kind of funny. There's always a like kind of dualities, right? So it's like, it's come as you are, if there's something that you are deep down that you haven't expressed, or come as who you want to be if there's just someone else you want to try out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Seriously.
And it's we take both very seriously at Bouquet. We just hope everyone who hears about Bouquet knows that this is a space for you to explore and express, and where you're not going to be held to what you express. It's just what happens at the party stays at the party.
Yeah. Just like you can do whatever you want, basically. It's
Exactly.
a space of self-expression. And talking about that, I want to talk about your drag policy, and I think it's amazing. So anyone that dresses in full drag at your door and says the password Sugar Lips gets in for free.
That's right.
How did you come up with that?
And we honor it. You know, we'd start to see a drag presence attend our parties, and again, just wanting to honor yet another community that, you know, the mainstream doesn't fully grasp or understand yet.
Yes.
That's changing, because I think RuPaul's Drag Race and kind of like that subculture that surrounds that has been really beautiful and fun, and it's getting a lot of like people into it.
Yes.
Which is really awesome. But in general, though, we still want to show a lot of support for that community.
And I
so-
think they're a little bit underestimated. They
Oh,
go
yeah.
through so much
Yes.
to put themselves together. Even me, like as a woman, I like put my makeup on. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just so annoying. But them, like they have to put padding. They have to wear like 2 sets of tights and
Oh,
do
yeah.
all these crazy things. And it's like that takes a lot of work.
It does, and we need to not only celebrate them, we need to be paying them, because
Yes.
it costs a lot of money to keep that going and to have a fresh look.
Yes, all the time.
All
I
the
see it all the
time.
time at Rich's. Like all my drag queen friends, they always bring some amazing outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Every night I see them, it's like a different outfit. I'm like, that costs money. That costs time.
Exactly.
Pay
And-
the drag queens.
Yeah.
I mean, worth the price of admission guaranteed is our drag queens. And there's going to be at least 4 to 5 every time.
Yep.
And yeah, worth the price of admission is just coming to see these lovely ladies and everything that they do. And it's a performance. I mean, from
And they want to perform, and they're
Yeah.
excited about
Yes.
it. and-
from the makeup to the costuming, I mean, it is worth the price of admission. They are performers, and you do feel like you're getting that extra element too.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you guys are implementing that. because
Exactly.
it's not that often that you see drag queens in like the underground community.
Yeah,
perform.
and as sad as it is to even realize that, you know what I mean? And, you know, we really have to give a shout out to Eddie Loya, who was sort of the drag queen that's become a part of our family very intimately.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Sienna Desire.
And Sienna
my host.
Desire.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
And
love her.
those two are definitely mainstays who have done so much to just expose our party to their friends, and, you know, just let them know this is a place to party. This is the place where we want you to feel absolutely welcome to not only come and dance and perform, but also to talk to anyone you want to,
Yeah.
and feel 100%
connections.
safe. Yeah, it's okay if the bros get a little uncomfortable. It's
Right?
good. It's good for them.
It's good for
Or it's
them.
great when they get comfortable. Let's be
gotta-
honest. Let's
Yeah,
get them
true.
as comfortable as
as,
possible.
as comfortable as possible.
Gotta desensitize them.
Yes.
That's just reality. So, what do you think is the most difficult aspect about throwing events in San Diego?
Well, keeping it a monthly party, which we've stayed true to, is probably the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It's just, having a show once a month, every month, and keeping it fresh and keeping it different and booking a different artist. So that rate is difficult, but everything else is pretty much, it's got its ups and it's got its challenges. But yeah, I would just say the monotony, or not monotony, but the constant rate of doing a show once a month.
The almost like the volume.
Yeah, volume. Yeah.
And like, I do think that San Diego has an inventory problem for venues, and I know that a lot of your past guests have already said that, and it's really, really true. I think that on top of the fact that our constituents crave fun venues and want different kinds of environments, and like they want their warehouses and they want their they want their spin nights and their club nights, and we're so thankful to partners like Spin, Kava, and some other venues that are really popular and popularly used. But at the same time, like Jordan said, especially with the monthly aspect, it gets really hard. And you compete for some of the same nights, and sometimes really just some venues shut down and then they're no longer available, right. Which is really tough too.
Which has happened to us.
Which has definitely happened to us
during a show.
Yeah.
Well, during a show. Whoa.
Well, not during a show, but like during a contract.
During a contracting part.
Oh,
yeah.
No. So what is it that keeps you guys motivated despite the challenges?
For me, it's looking out onto the dance floor when the party is up and running and seeing everyone so happy. It makes me cry every time. I'm such a softie.
Me too.
I'm like, I just, and especially those kind of, I know maybe it's cliche, but those moments where you see like the drag queen dancing with like the big hunky
and they just living
guy,
their best life.
And they're just living their best life together. And, you see people connecting in various ways. I think that's really beautiful. That is exactly why I do it. It's for the people. That is the only goal for me in this group. And everyone else has lots of other different kinds of goals. But for me, it's definitely looking out and serving San Diego and seeing them happy.
Yeah. I mean, we've been delivering like high art, I would say, for 2 years now, and it never feels like the job is done. Like I feel like we still have more ground to expose people to. Like there's still so much more to show.
There's
and
so much talent out there.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Our job is nowhere near done. So that's what inspires me, is like I feel like there's so much unfinished business left.
And uncovered territory. Yeah, for sure.
And on the spectrum of, parties, like we were saying, you have Cocktail d'Amore over here in Berlin, and then you have us in San Diego. There's still so much more ground to make up, And, so I just think what's inspiring to that is, the evolution of Bouquet will probably change year after year, or, right now it's a monthly party, but who knows in a year or two from now. And then, however...
So exciting.
I'm just saying we're open to the evolution, we started as an event company, but we knew that we wanted to incorporate becoming a record label. So the record label is taking off. We had no idea, but now now this asset is growing. So maybe our attention focuses or shifts, So that also that evolution is exciting.
Yeah. There's so many possibilities, right?
There really are.
So that's so exciting.
It is exciting.
So now I want to ask the last question that relates to music, and it's, what are your thoughts on San Diego's electronic music community? And you can start with some positives and then maybe something that needs improvement. Really quickly.
Yeah, I think that first of all, a lot of other people who have come up to your mic have said this, but we are so blessed. We're so lucky. Through the ups and downs, what is consistent is we've got an amazingly wonderful, conscious, loving community. And that is definitely the best aspect of what we have here. And, we travel the world, all of us, and we experience these other music scenes that are not as welcoming, and we have it so good. But I think also the challenge for Bouquet specifically has always been, how do we help people branch out musically? How do we get them I'm not going to name genres, I'm not going to go down that road, but how do we just get people turned on to what else is out there? And, I personally am connected and friends with people in other party brands who, vent about the same issues. So, I mean, whether or not they're delivering there's the kind of same parties that cater to what everyone's tastes are, I think there's definitely a creative stifling that we want to break out of, where it's like, come on, San Diego, like, there's more out there.
Yeah,
there's a lot more out there. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your input. You want to say something?
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing about it, like you said, was just the artist community. I mean, and the healthy competition, I would say. There's like so many different crews and everything out there, but everyone loves each other. Everyone respects each other. And with that, that's the gift and the curse, I'd say, is that there's good competition, but there's competition, and everyone's vying for, for someone to come to their show.
Yeah.
All
So-
right.
And it's a smaller inventory. I think unlike LA, which has like millions upon millions of people.
I
So
know.
so 3 events can go up on the same night and they also have 5,000 people at each one, but
Yeah.
here it's like we're kind of sharing the same pool of party goers.
Yes.
So hopefully what we're doing as well is transitioning people who
Yeah,
are
bring newcomers.
bring
yeah?
newcomers
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your input.
Yeah.
And now we're about to go to the human experience section where I'll be asking you questions about life.
Live.
So,
Oh, cool.
Marcel, you want to start? How would you
Sure.
define, or actually, yeah, I'll start with you, Jordan.
Okay.
How would you define the meaning of life?
How would I define the meaning of life? Whoa, this is really deep and big. Let's start.
so deep.
The meaning of life is, shoot, I don't know. I mean, be nice to people and take on as much experience and learn from life as much as you can because you're only here for a short period of time and to just appreciate everything.
Basically, YOLO.
Yeah.
Okay, Marcel. What's a belief that you hold with which many people disagree?
Ooh, that's so funny. I'm like, I feel like I don't have too many beliefs with which many people disagree. Thank goodness. I think that means that the world's hopefully progressing. But I think, I feel like one of the unpopular opinions that I have is that I'm stumped. You stumped me. I can't
Oh.
think of one. Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to have to think about it then.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, Jordan, do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength?
Oh, strength by far because I cry a lot. So, yeah, strength for sure.
Okay, same.
Oh, okay. I've got it now.
It just means
Okay.
you're in touch with your emotions. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
It does mean that.
Yay.
I think not so much that it's what a lot of people don't agree on, but I think that as an artist, I'm attracted to how things appear. And I think that that's a really important way of knowing how something's going. And I think that in the underground, there's this kind of like stigma if you care a lot about appearances, and it's like they're trying to be past it or beyond it.
Yeah.
And I think no, I think anything I do personally has to be a balance of how it appears, how it feels, and then how it is. Is it actually
Yes.
healthy? Is it good?
Yeah.
But I would never sacrifice any one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're totally running out of time, so we're just gonna go for the Scarlet letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to pick a letter and open it.
Okay. You go.
Both of you.
Oh, both of us. Okay.
These are so pretty.
Wow.
Do you go first?
You go first.
If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done? Shoot. Probably something possibly like car related. Like I might have like got in a car accident or maybe hurt somebody by running them over with my car because I don't have a great driving record.
Dang.
Wow, that's vulnerable, by the
Wow.
way. Mine was, if you had the chance to go back in time and change one thing, what would it be? Cliche answer, nothing, honestly. I know that's so lame, but I think that we have to credit a lot of what's bad as well as for what has facilitated the changes we needed for society. I mean, even something super horrific like in the 20th century, take your pick. There was a lot of really bad stuff, but I feel like the good that came from it was it got us to talk about them in a really definitive way, and hopefully what we've done to ensure safeguards will hold. So.
Well, yeah, that's a beautiful answer, and I agree because everything that happens in life, like, it makes you the person who you are now, and like I'm pretty happy with how I came up right now, even with all
Oh,
all
yeah.
the struggles and everything.
You should be. You're fantastic.
Oh, so are you. Thank you. We're all wonderful people.
We are all wonderful
Thank you.
people.
All
We're all
right.
great. Yes.
Very true.
So I appreciate all your information, like pouring your heart out tonight.
Aw,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I really, you guys are amazing. And we're about to play the rest of your mix, and we'll be back in less than 10 minutes to just wrap up the interview.
Okay.
So we'll be back, people.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh, there you go.
That was so cool. Woo woo!
I'm loving it. It almost has like an 80s new wave feel.
It does. It's very wavy.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I love all that. Okay, guys. So I want to know, we got 5 minutes. Do you have any upcoming events?
We do.
Yeah,
so
if
the
we're
month of November.
So for the month of November, we probably can't announce this yet, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Do it.
We're gonna do it.
November 1st, everybody, check it out. Next Friday, Bouquet and Bump. We're gonna do a collaboration, TBA style party. So it's gonna be at a warehouse, private event. Tickets you must buy online. And then November 9th, we have we're gonna be playing Bouquet Sound System. Yeah, we were booked by the Afternoon Umbrella Friends.
Oh,
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yes.
Shout out to Malad and all the Umbrella Friends.
And special shout out to the Afternoon Umbrella crew for extending our drag policy.
Yeah.
So Sugar Lips,
That's
come and
right.
drag.
Come and drag you in free, baby.
Yeah, that's really cool of them. to do that.
And shout out to the lineup. It's all our friends. It's Ariel Z, Dylan Payne, and Andres Escobar, who is also just the main fixture at our events as well. It's a really great lineup that night. Just a fun homie night at Kava.
Yes, exciting.
Next EP on the label is by Caffeine, with a remix by Francis Inferno
Orchestra.
And then the 2-year, our Bouquet 2-year is going to be on December 13th. And we're going to announce the whole shebang pretty soon. But
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know
I'm
it now.
definitely not going to miss that.
It's gonna be
I'm
so
going to ask for
fun.
a day off work so I can party with you guys.
Yay,
Experience
please.
Bouquet.
Come, be our VIP.
Yes, I haven't been yet, so I have to
Time.
experience Bouquet. Yeah, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah, and what does the future hold for Bouquet?
We're
we
really,
got- Yeah. Well, we have the EP coming
Mm-hmm.
out, and then we are doing. We already have a slate of shows booked throughout the rest of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and we're already working on 2020, and we're already working on another EP after the Caffeine Worldwide EP.
Yeah.
So everything is built. It's ready. It's going.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't have like set dates
Yeah.
yet for
Yeah.
everything yet.
last year
It's
we
a
were
work in progress.
Last year, we were super honored to be a part of the Dusk Festival, which is an amazing camping festival in LA. We hope to be involved in some way with the next one.
Yeah.
So we're also just trying to play and be present in more places throughout the world. So
Awesome.
worldwide
I
domination.
can see it happening.
Yay.
You guys have the right
you.
mindset, the right vibes, and I wish you guys the best.
Aw,
Thank you so
Scarlett.
much.
You're the best.
Yeah, and thank everyone that tuned in and is still watching or still here, and I really appreciate all of you. And I'll see you guys next Thursday. It'll be Halloween. It'll be Halloween special. Have a good night, everyone.
Wonderful night.